Drug lord Christopher Dudus is now in the hands of U.S. law enforcement officials. He left the country in the custody of U.S. Marshals around 2:30 this afternoon and is expected to be arraigned in a Manhattan federal court tomorrow.
This after Dudus waived his right to challenge the extradition process when he appeared in a local court for the first time this morning. Keneal Gale reports on one of the most heavily guarded court hearings in Jamaican history.
All eyes were on police mobile reserve this morning, where Jamaica's most high-profile criminal suspect was scheduled to face the court. Security was at its tightest, with journalists and officers of the court subject to detailed searches, but there was to be no sighting of the heavily guarded Dudus. On the inside, it wouldn't be long before it was all over. After months of back and forth between the U.S. government and local authorities, the Dudus extradition saga came to an end today, just minutes into the first extradition hearing. Christopher Dudus Coke, whose arrest warrant sparked unrest in West Kingston and the Labor Day operation in Tivoli Gardens, waived his right this morning to a formal hearing to fight his extradition to the United States. Coke is wanted in the U.S. on drug and gun running charges. The entire proceeding this morning lasted about 15 minutes. During this time, Justice Georgiana Fraser asked Mr. Coke twice if he understood the implications of signing the consent form waiving his rights. In a low but firm voice, Mr. Coke told the judge and others present in the makeshift courtroom at Harmon Barracks that he did. It was then time to put it into writing. Having rejoined Dudus' legal team, attorney Tom Tavares Finson showed his client where to put his signature as he signed the consent forms. By 9 minutes past 10, Christopher Dudus Coke's fate was sealed. He would head to the United States for trial. Director of Public Prosecutions Paula Llewellyn formally served the extradition documents on Mr. Coke's attorneys, and Justice Fraser affixed her signature. The judge then read out the nature of the charges facing Mr. Coke and formally turned him over into the custody of the Commission of Corrections. Mr. Tavares Finson then rose on behalf of his client to thank the police and JDF for what he called the professional and fair manner in which Mr. Coke was treated. Immediately after the hearing ended, the police issued a restraining order, freezing all of Dudus' assets. By 10:20 a.m., he was being taken away to await his flight to the United States. Director of Public Prosecutions Paula Llewellyn faced the press to say the case was professionally handled.
You heard counsel for the defense indicate his congratulations or conveying the congratulations of the particular person who was before the court for the professionalism of law enforcement. So often, a lot of persons are so cynical because of unfortunate events that may occur as law enforcement and the prosecutorial authorities do their duty. But I believe that this is a very good and positive moment for Jamaica to show that due process is alive and well.
Keneal Gale, TVJ News.
And the man who never gave in